Halo Wars 2. Ultimate Halo. Match start.
What's up, kitty cats? Spartacat here, and welcome back to Ultimate Halo. It's finally time, guys. I can now talk about the things that I can share with you guys and show you the stuff that we recorded at 343 Industries this past Friday. And listen carefully, because I was among some of the first people to play this mode, and you're gonna want to hear this. Everything you're going to see is from a crazy new mode called Blitz, and similar to Warzone in Halo 5, there are two modes: Blitz Firefight and the standard Blitz multiplayer. Before we get into the modes, let's just back up and talk about what Blitz itself is. To loosely sum it up, if you could put the Warzone rec system from Halo 5 into Halo Wars 2, you get Blitz, but obviously with a few huge differences. In Blitz, there is no base building, resource management, or tech to research. All of your units and abilities can be called in at any time through Blitz cards, and in the game, you have a hand of 4 cards given to you at random from your deck. Your deck consists of 12 cards. When you call in a unit, it gets replaced with another random card from your deck, but you also have the option to swap a card that you don't want in exchange for 5 energy points, and we'll get back to more about how cards actually work during the game in just a second. But all of this might sound pretty simple and maybe even a little bit confusing or shallow, but hear me out, I promise it might make a little bit more sense in a little bit. So before you jump into games of Blitz, you'll go into a separate screen to manage your Blitz decks. You can have up to 3 different decks, again with each deck consisting of 12 cards. Each card has a number there in the top left corner that tells you how much energy you need in the game to activate that card. And to get energy, you send units that you already have around the map to collect energy resources that get dropped randomly around the map. With that new energy, you can then call in more units and abilities, which you can use to fight off the enemy or send to collect more energy points, and so on and so forth. The cycle continues. Cards can have things like basic units, upgraded or special units like these, or they can even have really super powerful units such as the Condor, which is like a massive Pelican gunship, or you can even call in a Scarab if you're playing as the Banished. And you're probably wondering how you'll be able to earn and unlock more of these cards. Well, it's going to work in a way that's pretty similar to something that we're all familiar with in Halo 5. Through playing the game and completing daily or weekly challenges and completing missions, you'll be awarded Blitz packs, which contain a number of Blitz cards at random. And yes, you'll also be able to buy Blitz packs for real money, but hang on a second, this is absolutely not pay to win. If anything, the way Blitz cards work in Halo Wars 2 is actually less pay to win than Halo 5 is, and here's why. In Halo 5, you can buy rec packs, and then you only get to use those recs once in Warzone, and then they're gone forever, unless they're cosmetic, obviously. But in Halo Wars 2, you get to keep your Blitz cards forever. Every card you get in a Blitz pack, whether it's awarded through playing the game, or if you bought it in a microtransaction, you get to keep and reuse forever. It's a one-time unlock progression system, and that's it. Once you have a card, you have it forever, and you can use it as many times as you want. So, the trick to Blitz is all about how you build your deck, and I'd actually say that 90% of the game is building a strategic deck, and only about 10% is actually how you use it. To win Blitz, your deck matters. Since you only get to take one deck of 12 cards with you into the game, you have to decide how you want to balance the composition of your deck. Do you add in more cards with fewer upgrades that are really cheap on energy, or do you lean towards cards that are expensive on energy but heavily upgraded and do a lot of damage? Should you fill your deck with one type of unit or focus on flexibility at the expense of not knowing what units will be randomly placed in your hand during the game? It all depends on how you want to play your game of Blitz. The dynamic here is just crazy. I hope that quick summary made somewhat sense to you. It's a little bit confusing at first, but as you're watching this gameplay, I think it'll make a lot more sense. To me, this concept is really damn cool. I'm going to be playing a ton of Blitz. It's super fast paced. The battles that have lasted like 20 minutes can change on a dime, and it's just really addicting. So now let's get into the 2 ways to actually play Blitz. Blitz Firefight is exactly what it sounds like. It's wave-based player versus enemy survival, where the goal is to capture and defend 3 objectives, but you also have to manage capturing energy points to keep building your units and fighting off increasingly difficult waves of enemies. And then there's also Blitz Multiplayer, which is again what you're watching on the screen right now, and that's player versus player. It's the same concept, except the objective is to capture and defend a majority of the 3 strongholds to earn points, which actually also give you a slight energy bonus, by the way, and your goal is to earn 200 points before your enemy does. Quick side note, if things really don't go your way because you're figuring out how to play the game like I was, or you just really suck and you lose all your units, you can always spawn more units units back at your base as long as you have enough energy points to do so, and your home base also provides a shield for your units and act as a kind of safe zone which you can always fall back to. And it's actually pretty hard to spawn camp an enemy base, so it's actually not even worth your time to do that. Overall, the game ran really great, it was super smooth, and again, super addicting to play. And in most of these games, my teammate was actually Chief Canuck, who will also have a bunch of Halo Wars 2 stuff over on his channel. It was actually kind of hilarious having like 10 different games of Blitz going on in the playtest lab at 343, and hearing all the teams yelling at each other is crazy. But anyways, let me know if you have questions about Blitz in the comments below, or tweet me at the Spartacat with all your thoughts on this stuff. I really want to know what you guys think and have to say about Blitz. My name is Kenny, you can follow me on Twitter at the Spartacat, and I'll see you guys next time right here on Ultimate Halo. Kader.
Go!
Local units.
Will do.
Energy dropped.